to the primary election tonight. Let's begin our team coverage with my co-anchor Jeff Smith. Voters have a lot of races and issues on the ballot tonight. Jeff, you've been out talking with them for the last couple of hours. What do you think is at the top of their minds tonight?
Well, I'll tell you, this polling location, specifically the top of their minds, is what Jan and Karen have going at the bake sale out in the front of the lobby. They are here each and every election, they said, selling their baked goods for Grace Lutheran Church. Of course, Grace Lutheran Church here off of Monroe Street, just across from Bolero Lanes, one of many polling locations around West Toledo. But we did want to talk a little bit about some polling that was done. What is bringing people out to the polls besides getting one of these I voted stickers? There are a number of issues, but we wanted to show you there at home. Emerson College Polling and also The Hill teamed up on a poll asking, so what do you think is the most important issue facing Ohio? Well, look at what we found. Here is what they found. 36.5% of the voting public that was polled said it's the economy. 28.6% said it's immigration. 13.7% answered threats to democracy. And the rest of the list broke down as far as crime, health care, housing affordability, education, and essentially other items that they wanted to point out. The polls close at 7:30 tonight. So here at this location, it's been a steady stream according to the poll workers, but they are expecting that post-work wave to start coming in, streaming in between the next 2.5 hours. Of course, the polls closing that is at 7:30. Let's talk more about races specific to Northwest Ohio. We want to start with a big race for Lucas County. That is the primary for Lucas County Commissioner, and our Michael Sandlin continues our team coverage outside the Lucas County Board of Elections with much more on this race specifically that is between two heavyweights in Toledo politics. Michael, take it away.
Jeff, tonight on the Democratic ballot, incumbent Nita Lopez is going head-to-head with challenger Paula Hicks Hudson, battling it out to see which Democrat is going to end up running for county commissioner this November. Now, this all started back in late last year, when the seat first became available, when former county commissioner Tina Skeldon-Wozniak announced she was retiring before the end of her term. Now, at the time, two serious candidates expressed interest in the role. The same two people battling it out tonight. Hicks Hudson, a former Toledo City Council member, mayor, and current state senator, and Anita Lopez, the former county auditor. Now, back in January, Hicks Hudson decided to bow out of the nominees, and Lopez was appointed to the position by the Lucas County Democratic Party, unopposed. But in order for Lopez to hold that seat long term, she has to be elected in the November general, and Hicks Hudson still wants a chance at the job. So now, the two political powerhouses are running against each other for the Democratic ticket. Now, we recently sat down with both women and asked them what they hope to accomplish if they win the office, with Lopez focusing on Jeep and Hicks Hudson on education.
We just lost 341 jobs, so my primary goal is to make sure that we get them jobs immediately, to work with the UAW leadership and get those individuals who were fired jobs, and then second, to continue to build 500 jobs annually.
I absolutely want and will work to develop opportunities for people to stay here in our area and to work and to have productive lives. And I see that by doing a number of things, working with our universities and our advanced areas such as the technical schools.
But those aren't the only two candidates that are running tonight. Also on the ballot is John Rosick, a Republican who's running unopposed, who will battle it out with whichever Democrat wins this coming November. And there's also a write-in candidate, that'd be Newt Huber, who is currently running to try to make changes to Lucas County's 911 consolidation after his wife passed away. Reporting in West Toledo, I'm Michael Sandlin, WTOL 11.
So a lot of decisions facing the voters who are still to come out to the polls tonight. Once again, Ohio polls open until 7:30, and things are really starting to pick up. We've got a line that has now just formed here at Grace Lutheran. We knew it would happen. 2 hours to go, 2.5 hours to go, and some of that post-work crew is coming in. Now, voters might be seeing something new to them during this primary, and those voters who are streaming in behind me. We're talking about the voting scanners at the Early Vote Center and other polling locations locations like this one here. Director of the Lucas County Board of Elections, Lavera Scott, saying that this is the second time they are using them county-wide for an election. The first time they used them was back in November, and these scanners replaced the tabulation portion of the express vote machines.
Now those devices, the standalone devices, are literally marking devices. It is basically an electronic pencil for them people to be able to put their ballot card in, make their choices, and print it out, and then the voter themselves can place their to be voted ballot in the scanner.
The Lucas County Board of Elections says that the hardest part about implementing these new devices is getting voters trained because it is new. These machines have helped poll workers working on Election Day. And I'll tell you, first and foremost, talking to some of the poll workers out here, there have been very few problems. There have been a few learning curves for the users of these machines. But as far as the machines are concerned, everything A-OK, at least at this location. All right, let's talk races now. Another big race in Northwest Ohio is the District 9 House of Representatives Republican primary. 3 Republican candidates are hoping to be one of them to face Marcy Kaptur in the November election. Megan Hartnett, she continues our live team coverage. She joins us with a little more about this race. So, Megan, get us up to speed on these candidates, please.
The 3 candidates are Steve Lankanaugh, Derek Marin, and Craig Riedel. All 3 have previously held elected positions. Lankanaugh served as the mayor of Napoleon for 3 terms when he was in his early 20s. Marin is currently serving his 4th term as state representative for Ohio's 42nd district. Riedel got his start in politics when he served in the 82nd House District for 3 terms starting in 2016. All 3 are running with the hope of bringing change to the area after Kaptur has served Northwest Ohio for 21 consecutive terms. She's the longest serving woman in the U.S. House of Representatives.
It's been too long. She's a career politician. We need to make a change.
Marcy Kaptur has been in Congress for almost 42 years. That's crazy. Okay, no one should have a job like that for that length of time.
We need to go back to true public servants, not folks that trying to set, longevity records of how long they can sit in office. Marcy Kaptur may be a nice lady, but her policies are wrong.
Kaptur is running unopposed for the Democratic Party. Reporting in studio, Megan Hartnett, WTOL 11.
Megan, thank you. One of the more highly profile races in today's primary, of course, is the Republican contest to take on U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown. Now, there are 3 Republicans on the ballot. When you pull that Republican ballot today, you're going to be seeing names like State Senator Matt Dolan, Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose, and also businessman Bernie Moreno, the winner facing Senator Brown in November. Let's talk schools now. And of course, a lot of voters out there going to the polls today, drawn by what the schools are asking. Anthony Wayne local schools, a new property tax levy on the ballot. Let's break it down for you. It is a 5-year, $2.42 mil property tax levy. It'll cost property owners $85 for every $100,000 of valuation. The school says the levy will generate more than $3 million of revenue in a year, and collection would begin in 2025 if approved. Boy, we just got through a whole heck of a lot. Think about what the voters are facing today, and maybe some of you already know you voted early, but today we've got one of the poll workers who are looking at the voters after they're done and looking at them in the eye and saying, thank you very much. You changed America today. So that's kind of the mindset we got out here. We are also